Everyone, welcome to another episode of Tammy's Takes, and we are doing a second episode of Tammy's Takes on television. But before I get into this review, I want you guys to like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and share. But now let's get into my review. So you guys, this is going to be a review on the movie Sinners. I know I'm late. I know Sinners came out, 2 or 3 months ago? Beginning of summer? Spring? I just watched it. It came on HBO Max. Me and my husband watched it together. And I'm about to have an unpopular opinion about Sinners. Now, before y'all stone me, because my opinion is going to be unpopular, I do want to say I understand all of the metaphors, the spiritual context. I understand all the deep-rooted things that the movie was portraying. So I do get that. And for that, the movie did a good job. But I'm going to tell y'all why I didn't like the movie. And I'm not going to say I didn't like the movie. It wasn't like, I hate Sinners. It was more of that I'm glad I didn't go to the movie theater and see this. I'm glad that I didn't pay no money to watch this movie. That was my take on it. I was glad that I did not spend a bill going to see Sinners. Now, for the people that saw it several times, I'm glad y'all enjoyed it that much. Me personally, I was conflicted. Let me tell you what happened. I was expecting this to be scary. And if you know me in real life, you know that for me to watch a scary movie, it has to be good because I'm a punk and I don't like scary movies. Now, I will say this caveat. Vampire movies for me have always been an outlier. They're supposed to be scary because vampires. But I never really am scared of vampires. I actually think out of all of the things that supposed to be like a villain or scary, or I don't want to call it demonic because I don't think the movie was demonic. All the things that's supposed to make, you just jump, a little suspenseful. Vampires have never done that for me. Freddy, Chucky, Jason, Michael Myers, all them villains, I can't do. If this movie was Freddy and them, I wouldn't have watched it. But vampire movies, I have always enjoyed vampire movies. I like The Interview with a Vampire. I like Dracula. I like the vampire movie with Eddie Murphy. Was it Vampire in Brooklyn? Twilight. There was a couple of HBO back in the day movies with vampires. I never was really scared of the vampires. And it's because the vampires don't just jump out and try to murder you, right? They have a sensual seduction about them. I mean, manipulating. They are manipulators. But they do a slow kill. It's not jumping out at you. They take their time with they hair. And that's why it doesn't scare me, because I kind of can see it happening. But the rest of them, I don't see it happening. So I'm a punk. But in Sinners, what my brain was like, okay, this is a vampire movie. So I was waiting for the vampires to do all the vampire things. What was the vampire's name? Remick. We saw Remick like this much of the movie. And so it wasn't a vampire movie to me. I was like, well, this could have been Roots. This could have been a period piece about racism and spirituality, and we didn't even need the vampires. We could have saw Smoke and Stack come back from Chicago, get the Jew joint, and the villain would have been racism. The villain would have been the Klan. It could have been right there with, Rosewood, Medgar Evers, Roots, all of that genre of racism and the plight of Black people in a particular time, and it still would have been good. Okay, we would have had all the same characters. You know, we would have had Daryl Lindo, anything Daryl Lindo, and I'm gonna probably watch because I like him as an actor. We could have had Michael B. Jordan play the twins. The voodoo lady, I don't know her name as an actress. We could have had her. We could have had Haley be a white passing mulatto, whatever she was. She was passing, right? We could have had her. We could have had Sammy still be a jazz singer who was coming from church and now he a heathen in the juke joint. We could have had all that and not have vampires and still had a good movie. Or we could have had vampires and Remick be this vampire going on this rampage in the 1930s in Mississippi, and Sammy was the he was attracted to Sammy's gift, and through the whole movie we could have had Remick and Sammy without smoking stack. We didn't have to have the I'm coming back from Chicago to open up a juke joint and deal with the Klan, and my girlfriend that's white but also black, and my ex-wife who lost the baby and traumatic. I didn't need all that to have the vampires do what they was gonna do. So for me, Sinners was two movies in one, and I didn't like that. I'm like, okay, either we gonna talk about two brothers coming back to the South, trying to make it, trying to be, you know, legal, get their money right, and their antagonist is gonna be the Klan. Because we got that in the beginning, that the old rich fat white dude that gave them the property, we knew he wasn't up to no good. That could have been the villain. Okay. Or we could have had a movie where we get all of Remick's background, how he become a vampire, what type of mayhem and mischief did Remick do? Why is the Chickasaw, was it Chickasaw, the Native Americans? Why was what went on with them and why they chased them out to the white people's land, and how he was going to now get Sammy. That could have been a whole murderous, scary situation. He did all this stuff to get to Sammy. We didn't need both stories, in my opinion, because then I got confused. I'm like, so now the beginning of the movie, I'm all invested, like, oh, they gonna get the juke joint. They gonna have the Klan gonna come mess it up because that's what the Klan do. Now they got to kill the Klan. And we could have had the same thing happen. Mary would have got there. That's who brought the Klan here because they trying to figure out why this white woman is in a black juke joint. She in love with a black man. All of that. Or scratch that storyline. We can have Remick. Remick is a vampire from the 1700s. They took him from Ireland. Now he over in America. He did something with the Chickasaw people, screwed up their whole tribe. Now he over here, and now his spirit is attracted to Sammy's spirit, and now he gonna wreak mayhem and havoc on this little Mississippi country town in order to get Sammy. And but at the end, Sammy is gonna kill him with sunlight, garlic, some way. Sammy is gonna be the one that killed him, not Stack or Smoke, whatever which twin killed Remick. The point is, it was two movies, and that's what bothered me. And that's why I didn't like it. Now I will say the acting was good, so I wasn't going to knock the acting. These are all good actors. The imagery in the movie world, what they call that, the cinematography, the imagery of the movie was beautiful. Like the way he played with the tones and the coloring of the movie and things of that nature. Stack, where I don't know which twin was the twin, which speaks to Michael B. Jordan's skill set of playing two characters. Was Smoke the one that was in love with Mary? Because he smoked. Then Stack was the one that would stack his bread, which was the blue. Anyway, I liked how he played the different characters. I will say that you can tell that one twin was very much into the one that turned into a vampire. Of course he would, because he's out here trying to be in love with a woman. Anywho, um, you could tell that that was a twin that kind of gave into his desires, where the other twin was a little bit more calculated, more like a soldier. So I get all of that. I just was mad. I was mad because I'm like, I'm either gonna be mad at racism or I'm gonna be mad at vampires. I can't be mad at both. And I watched it all the way through, and maybe I have to watch it a second time to get what other people got from it. But the first go around, I was just sitting there like, so I, I want vampire stuff because I wanted more vampire stuff. And then I like music, and I know music does connect us. And I like the imagery that they showed in the scene. Did I say this was a spoiler alert? I mean, by this time, if you haven't seen it and you like me, it's on HBO Max. If you got HBO. But I did like the imagery of showing the connection between our ancestors and our descendants using music, because music does tend to travel through different ancestral time. I think that was a beautiful way of showing how Remick and Sammy use that type of art to connect. I just wish it was more like I'm just chasing, like I don't need the juke joint to get to Sammy. I don't need this other storyline to be a vampire and to get my prey. I need to show my life. Like I just really want to know, like, how did Remick become a vampire? How did Remick get into the US? What specifically made him come to Mississippi? What happened with him in the tribe? And he not doing no vampire stuff. Like, did Remy kill anybody in the movie? Who did he kill? Who? I mean, because everybody just turned. In most, in most vampire movies, in my opinion, you have the bite that's gonna turn you. You know, you're gonna become a vampire now. You have the bite that's a kill because vampires need blood to survive. And then I think you have like a actual like love bite. I remember in two vampire movies, the vampire didn't bite the person to turn them or to kill them. It was actually like a bite because they were in love with that person. Hence probably why I don't get scared of vampire movies, because like I said, they're very calculated on how they are murderous. And a part of it is like they not murdering just to murder. Like Freddie and them, they just killing just to be killing people for no apparent reason. But vampires tend to actually have a reason behind it. Like I need to eat, or you want to be a part of my community. Now I gotta turn you, or I actually love you. I'm gonna give you a little love bite. So we didn't get none of that with Remick. I don't remember who Remick. If Remick turned somebody, like I remember Mary turned. I mean, it's inferred that Remick turned the two, Ku Klux Klan members. We know that he turned them. And Mary, possibly. Any three of them could have turned Mary, though. We don't know. We didn't see her get turned. We just know that when she came back into the juke joint, she was a vampire. We know she turned Smoke because they was out there doing the do. And she got to. Did Remick turn? Maybe he turned Grace's husband. And even then, like that's a whole nother thing. Like people were mad at Grace because Grace let the vampires in. I don't know, not one mother that would not have done the same thing. Like you're not gonna go turn my baby into a vampire or kill her. We gonna have to both die. We both gonna have to save her. We gonna have to fight. So I understood Grace's reasoning by from letting them in. Y'all, yeah, it was okay. It was okay. If I watch it again, it will be strictly to get what I missed. But in my opinion, it could have been two separate movies. We could have had the vampire movie, or we could have had the period piece black folk drama that we get, black people trying to make it out by the boots, the straps of their boots that they don't have. And they had a juke joint, and the Klan is trying to ruin the juke joint. I think I would enjoy both movies if they were separate movies. If there was strictly a vampire movie or strictly a period piece about the coming ups of the twins. I didn't need both of them fused together that's what the disconnect was. I know it's unpopular because everybody loved this movie. And I can see why. Like, here's the thing. I get why people may have liked it because it's one of those movies that you gotta think deeply about. And if you are one of those people that really get deep into a film and you start to look at, the metaphors and the context of the spirituality and the connection between the ancestors and all that stuff. Yeah, I get all that. But sometimes you just want to watch a vampire movie. Sometimes you just want to be like, I ain't get that. Sometimes you just, and like I said, this is coming from somebody that's scared of almost every other type of horror film, that type of genre. If it's a horror film, for me to go watch a horror film, hey, you got to give the horror film what it is. Like, I like Saw. Saw is a horror film. Not scared of it all. I will go into a Saw movie and watch it from beginning to end because, one, it's about Saw. We know it's gonna be gore. We know it's gonna be gruesome. We know what we're gonna get. They not throwing extra added stuff in there to make me have to think about the gruesomeness of it. And then I do like period pieces. I really do. Even if it's about racism and trauma. And I ain't ever got to watch Roots again, but I do like movies that give us some form of historical background on what certain demographics went through at that particular time. And I would have enjoyed, Smoke and Stack, getting the juke joint and fighting the Klan to eventually have the juke joint for the rest of these years to come and music be played throughout the years. Like, I would have loved to see that movie. Like, they actually got the land and the juke joint up and popping, and then we had to fight the Klan for it. We won the fight with the Klan, and the juke joint stayed open for decades to come, and the music at the joint brought many of people together. I would have loved to see that. They had the juke joint for a day because vampires came and just wreak havoc. Yeah, so it wasn't my favorite movie. Everybody looked nice in it, though. I liked the costumes because they look very authentic to that time. And I will say this, I don't necessarily find Michael B. Jordan good looking. Something about this area on Michael B. Not saying he ugly. I don't think he's ugly. It's just I don't put him in my top 5 of like actors that is just fine. I don't even know if he's in my top 10. It could be because I'm of another generation. I don't know. But I will say this about Michael B. Jordan. He can wear a 3-piece suit. He looked nice in his vest and his suit. I'd say that much. He did look nice in the little tailor suit. And there were some moments that were funny. Like, I had moments where I chuckled, I giggled. The moment where I'm calling him Cornbread. Is that his name? Was Cornbread his name in Remember the Titans? The actor that played the bouncer. Because he was in Remember the Titans, right? He was in a movie where he played a football player. Maybe it wasn't Remember the Titans. No, he was in Ballers. That's what he was in as a football player. Nonetheless, his scenes were funny because he's funny. I don't know if he's a comedian or not, but he just tends to be funny. So that was I giggled. There were, I like music, so like I said, the imagery of the movie was good. I just didn't need two movies in one. I know y'all gonna say, who is she? She the only one that probably didn't like it. I'm not the only one. My husband didn't like it either. Hence probably why we married, because we have similar tastes in certain things. But y'all leave y'all comments. What was it about Sinners that y'all really liked? Like outside of the underlining context of the movie. Like I said, the spiritual connection between ancestors, including like the connection between music for Remick and music for Sammy. The the imagery of the movie, like I said, was beautiful. But outside of that, can y'all tell me again why y'all liked it? Because it was, it was man. I don't have to see it again. I know somebody's gonna tell me to watch it again so I can get another viewpoint of it. Like now that I know what it is, now I can watch it and look for other parts and clues. But I don't know if I want to do that. It's my fault. I will say that. It was my fault because I was expecting a vampire movie through and through. And that's not what I got. I didn't get like a true like vampire movie, in my opinion. And that's on me. So I'm gonna take the blame for this one. I'm gonna say I'm the outlier. I'm the one that put 10 on 10 for expectations, and I should have just went into it not expecting nothing. The next time, I don't know. Just don't expect anything. Just because everybody and their mama like it, you go in with just your own non-expectations, and then whatever will be will be. That's what I'm gonna do the next time I hear everybody like a movie. I'm gonna be like, I know they said they like it. I know everybody in America said they like it. I'm not gonna go by that. I'm just gonna wait till I see it and make my own opinion about it. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Sinners. It is on HBO Max if you want to take a look at it. If you've seen it several times and you want to see it again, it's on HBO Max. Um, if you haven't seen it and you want to take a gander because you heard it was good and now you saw my review on it and you're like, well, wait, she said she didn't like it. What? Why? Go watch it. Maybe you will be on everybody else's side that enjoyed it and watched it several times. Or maybe you will feel like me and be like, it was okay. Like I said, it wasn't horrible. It wasn't like, oh my God, why did they make this movie? It wasn't that. It was more so of, for me, why we make two movies for one movie. I need two separate movies. And yes, that's my kind of against it. I was looking for one movie and I got all of it wrapped up in one in my brain. It's just like, I don't want to do this. I do not want to do this. I want to pick a genre. We're going to be scared or we're going to be thought provoking. That's it. Okay. Y'all have a good day. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video. And like I said, if you have your opinions about the movie Sinners, leave them below. Why'd you like it? If you liked it. If you didn't like it, why didn't you like it? And I will see you guys on the next Tammi Takes.